Friday, March 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th. Okay. Bad luck for the bad guys. This is Friday, March 13th, 2026. This is a do not poo-poo this level security alert concerning a concert being held tomorrow by Kelly Clarkson at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Just in case there is an active shooter problem going on. I'm not sure, but I just throw spaghetti against the wall. And if you look into the stuff I'm doing, it takes very little effort to look into it, and yet the payoff would be very high to prevent something from possibly happening. So I posted the same do not poo-poo this alert part 1 yesterday before I went to work, and then part 2 as well yesterday before I went to work, but it posted first, so I took it down and posted it again so that it's in order. And this is do not poo-poo this alert part 3. It's going to be called Part 3, Kelly Clarkson Show at Houston Rodeo, Saturday, March 14th, may have a shooter. And then tomorrow when I get home from work in the morning, I'm going to do Part 4, and that's it. So I got to go to work in 45 minutes to an hour. This has got to be short again, and we'll see how much I get done. I tried to do too much, and now I'm behind again. So here we go. Yesterday we left off. This is my website. So go to that. Let me close that down. I'm shutting down. So just a reminder to, if you want to see what I'm doing, yesterday I left off on part 2 where I was looking at the request for expedited evidentiary hearing, and I was about ready to show the full transcript of the January 19th, 2023 hearing. So let's continue on with that. But before we do that, I want to show you that you can get a hold of all this just by going to, anybody can get a hold of this, what I'm showing today. You go to Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, find a case, and in this case, it's not the family law case, it's going to be the civil case. Then you enter the case number, which is going to be that one, if you see it. And then what I'm reading now is my last filing on, I'm sorry, I did a filing on the February 26th, and that's what I'm finishing today. And that one contained the transcript, the full transcript. Now, you're not going to be able to get the transcript because that takes a couple weeks to get if you want to go buy it from the court reporter. The other thing I'm going to cover today is what I filed on the 11th a couple of days ago. So I'm going to go through both of those today. The main goal of today's very brief message is, number 1, there's still a security alert. I'm going to specify a few people that might be linked and the reasons at the end of this. I'm going to get that in for sure because that's pretty important. But before that, I'm trying to make the argument that, number 1, this is important stuff. It's not just small stuff going on. There's a lot of money and power behind some of these things. So it's very hard to, just walk in and think that you're going to be able to do anything. And also I don't want the FBI or my crowdsourcing rules people. I say do not poo-poo this. I mean it. It's like they would be, these are people who are very desperate right now. They've already killed, I believe, her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, and I believe they'll try to kill her for the same reason. So let's go on. And then the other thing is I wanted to say one of the reasons why they killed him, I believe, is because I think the plan is all this stuff I'm doing right now, there's a lot of crimes I'm exposing and a lot of, corruption. And what they're going to try to say is they're going to try to divert the blame and the criminal charges or whatever it is to Brandon. Oh, he's dead now. It's all done. No. The people behind this are still alive. They're still at Starstruck Entertainment especially, and they're still at TMZ especially, and they're still at NBC Universal especially, and they're still a threat. They're still a threat to Kelly Clarkson. So that's why I'm doing this, is boost security. Okay? So they're still there, and we still need to keep an eye on them. So that's that. Register of actions. I'm going to go, and now, without much further ado, we're going to request for expedited. Okay, so I requested the expedited. Okay, So Exhibit A is the court hearing transcript. It was where we left off yesterday, kind of. It's certified transcript of January 19th, 2023 hearing in related case. That's the one, 22 STRO 07989. And Kelly Brianne, PKA, Kelly Clarkson versus Huguette Nicole Young. The testimony lacks identification and authentication of witness Kelly Brianne, PKA, Kelly Clarkson. So I'm demanding that, and in the process, if she, the point of this, baby girl, is if you did not testify and it was a imposter, that's very dangerous. I think it's more dangerous if you keep quiet. I think if that happened, you have to come out immediately and tell. You don't have to go to the court. You don't have to go, but you have to tell at least like somebody like the FBI or somebody who could protect you from this stuff. Okay, because the more they think they'll be able to silence you by killing you, the more danger it is, and you need to just come right out and do it. If that was you who called in like that, have no fear. I'm going to go through everything right now and show you why, no matter what you testified, and you could have been, you could have gotten false information from somebody. You did not commit perjury. I mean, you did, but I can't prove it. We both know those were lies in there, but I'm not going to try to prove it, and you don't have to prove it because it's not a big deal. What happened after the testimony is the big deal, because it was fraud all the way, and not on your part. It was fraud on everybody else, okay? And that's what today's thing is all about for the FBI and for you and for everybody else. Okay, it's about safety and about going forth. So I'm going to do this like this. I'm going to do one page at a time. It's pretty long. I'm going to go very quickly, but I'm going to stop on 2 different points. Okay, so this is the transcript, certified transcript. The next page. We're going to go a little bit faster, but I'm just showing it all right here. You can go get it as well online. As I said, you pay for it. Good morning. So here's one thing I wanted to point out. The court says good morning. So the last time we were here, which I believe was December 28th or 18th, whatever it is, 28th. So the last time we were here, there were some issues with service. And I did order alternative service, but it looks as if you were able to get Miss Young personally served. No. The alternative service, and we'll go through it later, but I wanted to point that out right here in the transcript, and I'll cover that a little bit later. That's a falsity. It's a falsehood. I also wanted to say it's a commissioner. Okay, we'll go through it later. Let's just go through this. And then the second one that's page 1 and page 2. On page 3, I'm not reading through this at all, but if anybody wanted to read through it, you slow it down. It says here, the court, great. So if you're available, Miss Brianne, if you want to unmute yourself. Oh, wait. Why don't we start with Miss Young? Do you have any witnesses available today? Mr. McPherson, her attorney. I do, Your Honor. The court. Okay, so I do see that a petition was signed under penalty of perjury by your client. Is she available? McPherson. She is by phone, Your Honor. Okay, so the thing is, there's something called LA Court Connect, and you can phone in by phone, or you can video in and be on the video. And the video is preferred because there's identification right there. You can see the person. The phone is a little more sketchy, and there's no indication anywhere in the transcript that they identified her. So that's the problem that I'm getting at right here. And I only realize this now because TMZ keeps reporting that it was a Zoom call, which says it's video. It was not video. It was a phone call, and it's a huge difference and a big deal to me. So this was most likely. I already thought it was fraudulent, but just that is very important, where he admits it was by phone, because the transcript, they're supposed to say whether she appeared by phone or by video, and this transcript doesn't say that. It just says up at the top that it was through LA Court Connect. Petitioner Kelly Brianne, PKA Kelly Clarkson, remotely appearing via LA Court Connect, represented. The court reporter should have specified whether it was video or audio, but here we have McPherson saying it was phone. It's by phone. Okay, so I'm going to go through very quickly now. Page 3. Here's page 4. Here's page 5. Page 6. page 7, page 8, page 9, page 10, page 11, page 12, page 13, end of proceeding. And then there's all the official stuff. Then really quickly, the index, I guess. We're going to go through that. Index. I'm just going to show the whole thing. This is what I got. Paid for it and got it. Official transcript. So Exhibit B was the, okay, so that's that. Done with that one. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this one too. What's next up? Okay, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to go to, okay, the next thing I filed, and I'm going to go through everything bit by bit. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I already filed that. This is something that I just filed a couple days ago, and what it does is it goes through very much detail. It shoots down the civil harassment restraining order against me, requesting that the civil harassment restraining order be vacated based on fraud. Now, I don't want a technicality, because who cares? They'll say, oh, well, you stalked her anyway just because you got off on a technicality. No, I did not stalk her, and also I wasn't dangerous. Also, it was fraud. It wasn't even her requesting it, and I believe it's more dangerous for me not to, I mean, it was more dangerous that they did this for her, because I'm trying to protect her, and this is why they did this to me. So, of course, you're going to blame, the number one... Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, cat. So anyway, they're trying to, put on me what they're guilty of, which is the typical kind of behavior of these types. So this is a supplemental declaration of Huguette Nicole Young in support of petition to compel disclosure of public records and request for the expedited evidentiary hearing, and then a request the court address all 8 independent grounds for voidness ab initio of the CHRO, the Civil Harassment Restraining Order, on the merits. So we're going to go through, baby, and this is what you give to an attorney who is different from McPherson, okay, to help you out on this, because I think you should say something, and I think you should clear the record at the very least. Now, you go through the transcript, if you don't already have a copy, and if you called in and that was you, and you agree that you said everything that's on there, and it's accurate, then you're all set. But still, you need to be aware that this shit's gonna hit the fan regardless of what you do, and the sooner you are aware of this and get on it, the better it's gonna be for everybody. I, Huguette Nicole Young, declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California, this supplemental declaration is filed in support of my petition to compel disclosure of public records and my pending request for an expedited evidentiary hearing. It incorporates the certified transcript of the January 19th, 2023 hearing, previously attached as Exhibit A, now Exhibit C. So the transcript is attached to both of these. You could get either one when you go to the court site to get copies of this stuff. Either one will have the transcript, which is the important thing. And the full transcript of my January 4th, 2023 YouTube video attached hereto as Exhibit D. All right. All 8 independent grounds set forth in my December 2nd, 2025 notice that the Civil Harassment Restraining Order, CHRO, is void ab initio, case number B350663, and my federal filings must be adjudicated on the merits. Any vacatur limited to technical or procedural grounds would improperly prejudice my pending federal civil defamation, conspiracy to commit malicious prosecution, and violation of RICO claims. And that's the Central District of California and would allow serious state and federal crimes to be swept under the rug. The body cam, dash cam, and CLETS records sought in this CPRA action are essential to proving that the CHRO was procured by fraud on the court. The January 19th, 2023 transcript now reveals in real time how each of the 8 grounds was violated. I addressed them below exactly as they appear in the transcript. Page and line citations to the certified transcript attached as Exhibit C. Point 1. The family division lacked subject matter jurisdiction over CCP, over this case, CCP Section 527.6 petition. The matter was heard in family division. You see the caption in the minute on the minute order. Despite zero family or domestic relationship. See transcript page 1, Department 25 caption. This alone voids the order under Babcock versus Superior Court 1994. Okay, when I was trying to file a motion, I think I already said this before, I'm trying to file a motion to get this thing vacated, and the court clerks are like, oh, well, you have to submit your request for custody and your request for child support. And I'm going, what the, like, they could not fathom what the hell I was trying to do, because it has nothing to do with family court. And that's all they understood was domestic violence restraining orders. They had no idea what a civil harassment restraining order or anything. They could not handle this because that's not what the family court handles. And that's why it was brought there, to get all this confusion so that they can get away with BS. Okay. Point number 2. Now, I don't want it vacated just on that, because people will say, well, that's a technicality, just because it was this court versus that court. No, that was fraud, and it lays the foundation for everything else that happened after that. There was a reason they went to family court. Okay. Point 2, no written or oral stipulation for Commissioner Gerber to act as a temporary judge. So temporary judges are like glorified court clerks. For something very serious like a restraining order, they're not allowed to sign. They're not allowed to do that kind of work. A real judge has to do that, and there's a reason so that this kind of shit doesn't happen. She was clueless. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She just signs away on shit all over the place, like, oh yeah, she was served, and they don't know anything about anything. In addition to being corrupt. Okay, so that's why. And I never stipulated to that, and you can't just. All right. So on December 28th, 2022, the minute order claimed, it is stipulated by petitioner orally on the record, Exhibit E, yet respondent has never served and never stipulated on January 19th, 2023. On December 22nd, 2022, the minute order claimed, it is stipulated by the petitioner orally on the record, Exhibit E, yet respondent was never served, and never stipulated. On January 19th, 2023, the transcript contains zero mention of any stipulation by anyone. See the transcripts, pages 1 through 28, the whole thing. No stipulation appears anywhere. California Constitution Articles 6, Section 21, and CCP 259, Section 259 require a knowing stipulation by parties, litigant, plural. No such stipulation exists. The one-sided stipulation by the petitioner alone is an independent constitutional defect that voids the order ab initio. That's another technicality, though. I don't want it vacated just on these 2 things. I want it on all 8 things, and based on fraud. Now, Exhibit E is incorrect. I have the wrong minute order in this thing. I hate making those mistakes, but this is what Exhibit E looks like. What it should look like is the minute order from 2028. This should be Exhibit E. Okay, it is stipulated by petitioner orally on the record that Commissioner Hillary Berber may hear this matter as a temporary judge. Like, what? I wasn't even there. Stipulation means both sides, not a stipulation between. She thinks it's stipulation between the commissioner and the petitioner. That's what she thinks, because she's a commissioner. She's a fucking idiot, and they're all kind of, I'm sorry. Or they're purposely, she doesn't know the law. She doesn't know the law on anything, apparently. So that's just crazy. Anyway, that's what should be Exhibit E. I made the mistake, and I don't know what to do. I might send something in to correct that, but they have it on the record anyway. So the minute order I have on Exhibit E is mistakenly the one from January 23rd. So, okay, sorry about that. And also, if anybody wants to see it, it's the actual, you can get this online as well. The actual order says right here, see this? How to serve the papers. X. Service must be completed by email, text message, and mail to target at petitioner's last known addresses in Oregon and Alabama. So they never sent me anything by email. They never sent me anything by text message or mail. They never did any of this. After they ordered it, they said, "Oh, okay, I guess we lose now, so we'll do personal service now." That they knew exactly where I was all this time. It's just BS all the way. And legally, usually under general circumstances, personal service trumps everything else. Once you get the personal service, you're all set. I don't know why, because that's the most corrupt. They only served me the partial pages, and at least email and mail and all these things. At least email is the most accurate. And people say, "Well, you can modify the email." It's like, yeah, you can modify it all you want. You're just not going to get away with it. I mean, you can get away with modifying shit if you do personal service. You can't get away with doing that kind of shit with email. It should have been email 30 years ago. Okay, the reason they're not doing email service is because it doesn't allow corruption. So anyway, this is just grist for the grind, whatever you want to call it. That is the actual order. You can get that online as well. So this is just BS. And you saw me point that out in the transcript. So that's in the transcript. Perjured statements on the process server declaration. The transcript shows the court accepted service based on representations that were already debunked in my January 4th, 2023 YouTube video, Exhibit D. Struebel's declaration falsely claimed inability to locate me despite my public contemporaneous disclosure of my exact routine, phone number, email, physical address, and work location at Target in West Hills. The video was deleted by YouTube, a defendant in my federal case, on January 16th, 2023, suspiciously close to the hearing. This is perjury, Penal Code Section 118, and forgery of court records, Penal Code Section 115. So this is where Grok helped me out. I said, Grok, I need to come tell Kelly, I need to come say online what I need to hand feed the FBI what the crimes are, so that it's right there. Like, did I play that? The Mark Wahlberg, like I'm handing it to him, on a silver platter, and it's just like, no, not enough evidence. It's like right there, you guys. So many crimes being committed, and and this is already, anyway. And I have all that in the videos. I put them all back up, even though that was taken down. I put it back up. It's all there in the links and everything. Go look at all my videos and things. Point 4, service was improper and fraudulent. Oh, the biggest thing was the Jack Struebel, who claimed to be an ex-LAPD homicide detective, which he wasn't, and he's not the same guy as on the phone. So one of them is an imposter, but he claimed he couldn't find my email in the hearing on December 28th. And then I went in the video and I went online and I searched my name, and my email address that I've had for 20 years came up in like 5 different, it comes up all over the place. It's impossible to not find my email. And he's claiming after 2 weeks, 3 weeks of full-time, he has a full-time staff and they're looking for me and they can't find my email. It's just a blatant lie to serve me, because if they serve me, they're committing a federal crime and they know it. A wiretap fraud, and they're trying to avoid that is what's going on. Point 4, service was improper and fraudulent. The court had already ordered exclusive, mandatory, alternative service by email, text, and mail. CH-17, I just showed that to you in the minute. Struebel's claimed personal service in early January 2023 violated that order. The transcript accepts the service without inquiry. She says, "Oh, service is okay." It's like, no, it isn't. On January 23rd, 2023, before the January 19th hearing transcript, before the January 19th hearing transcript was even prepared, I recorded and posted a video, Exhibit F, explicitly rejecting personal service by Dotu Michael Lopez or imposter, stating that I had requested via online media posts service by email for accuracy and for readily available documentation of a federal crime, since a fraudulent CHRO served via email as opposed to personally served would constitute wire fraud. So I'm explaining that. I did not realize at the time that the court had mandated such service. They did. I was surprised, because usually they were more fraudulent than that. They just ignored it. They got away with ignoring it. I stated to the process server on camera that the CHRO was fake, and it's called forgery when you forge the person's name in Exhibit F. I guess we could do that now. We'll go over it later. It's like this real quick video I did, and you could see me doing all this on December 23rd, 2 days before I was arrested. And just so you know, the guy in the video, do I have that on here? Okay, I think I have it. Okay, let's go. The transcript contains, okay, point 5, no protected address listed on the CH-130 in violation of CCP section 527.6, California Code of Procedure, California Civil Procedure. Oh God. California Code of Civil Procedure. Okay, California. This is CCP is for Code of Civil Procedure, 527.6A. The transcript contains no mention of any protected address. The order is, as issued, violated the statute on its face. You can't order a stay-away order and say, well, you have to stay away from Kelly Clarkson, and you have to stay away from her work, and you have to stay away from the kid's school, and you have to stay. You can't be so vague. Like, what the hell? How do I know where all this shit is? Like, it's not. And then you say, well, the stars have to be able to protect their privacy so that this isn't public. Well, there's something that you do in that case. It's called something that's under lock and key and whatever it is, and it's for the judge only, or I don't know. There's a way to protect it where they at least have to have the address, her address or something. And I understand that they don't want to do that but anyway, it was just crazy. It went on and on and on, and protecting all these people and things, and it was just like, what the hell? There's no anyway. Let's just go on. Point 6. No evidence of harassment meeting the clear and convincing standard, and no violation of any laws shown. So, baby girl, even when you testified and you said these things, there's no evidence that a law was broken, even if everything you said was true, which it wasn't. But here we go. For the record, not a single accusation is even remotely true. Okay, let's get that on the record. The January 19th, 2023 transcript contains only vague, uncorroborated claims by an unidentified telephone voice claiming that I approached the nanny, quote unquote, that I, quote unquote, took pictures of her home, and apparently ignored requests after I, quote unquote, was asked multiple times by security, whatever. I did none of these things ever. I'm especially baffled by the nanny accusation because I can't imagine where that is coming from. Not to mention, I couldn't pick the purported nanny who was making these claims out of a lineup. Who the hell? When did I approach anybody? I mean, maybe down at the Vons where I spend my weekends where I had my cat. I don't approach anybody even there. They approach me because I have my cat and I'm filming my cat, whatever, down there over a mile away, whatever. Even accepting those allegations as true for argument's sake, they describe no criminal or unlawful conduct whatsoever. There is no allegation that I ever entered the gated property or any other part of the property after being asked to leave. Penal Code Section 602, criminal trespass requires a clear demand to depart and refusal. Approaching the nanny, whatever that means, from a public area or sidewalk is not unlawful. I never took a photo or video or audio recording of anything in all of Toluca Lake for the entire almost 2 years I spent my weekend getaways there. Taking photographs from public locations is protected First Amendment activity in any event. And the claim that security asked multiple times does not establish any refusal to comply to any requests. One afternoon in November of 2022, on my way from work in my car to Starbucks located in the Lakeside Shopping Center on North Pass Avenue at the Burbank-Toluca Lake border where I spent my weekends, I spoke briefly one time with the security personnel who, weeks later, went on to make up a bald-faced lie to TMZ about the interaction. Right? In addition, the head of Kelly Clarkson Security, Michael Lopez, who spoke with me and identified himself as such when he reported lies to TMZ, is not the same person who served me the CH-130 that was issued at the January 19th, 2023 hearing, and who signed the proof of service as Michael Lopez. So somebody is acting as an imposter in violation of Penal Code 529A3. Also, I was served only the first 2 of 6 pages of the CH-130. I think that's another crime. I thought maybe I didn't. That's another crime. It's just more fraud. I think it's already listed above. These facts fall far short of the clear and convincing evidence standard required by CCP Section 527.6 for harassing behavior and provide zero basis for any criminal charge. If anything, and as pointed out by me To the second Michael Lopez, who was harassing me during my weekend getaway from work, my purported civil harassment came from any purported civil harassment. Okay. If anything, and as pointed out by me to the second Michael Lopez, who was harassing me during my weekend getaway from work, any purported civil harassment came from coordinated attacks by lying process servers and security personnel. Lying process servers and security personnel, as well as by TMZ, printing blatant fabrications on the evening of my arraignment. Like, creepy Kelly Clarkson stalker Huguette Nicole Young was arrested for the second time, when I was arrested only one time. It was to make sure my bail went up from $2,500, the bail set by Sergeant Ballerini, the arresting officer, to $27,000. Okay, after the prosecutor asked for $100,000. I should have been let out on my own recognizance to fight the fraud instead of spending 6.5 months in jail, demanding the entire time that the testimony of the petitioner be authenticated first and foremost. That only made things worse for me by May 2023, when I was transferred from general population, where I had been a model inmate for 4 months, to the psych ward without ever having a psych evaluation or even speaking for 2 seconds to a mental health professional of any caliber, and where I was harassed, threatened, stabbed, and almost charged with assault based solely on lies told by my bunkie for an hour. Okay? As a new deputy who had conveniently been transferred from Twin Towers for just this one shift was reading me my Miranda rights, by pure luck, a deputy who knew me and had just entered to start her shift found a razor-sharp, broken-off pencil tip sticking out of my bleeding arm. The bunkie, who was twice my size and had a long history of mental health issues, was moved back to general population and was never charged, while I stay in the psych ward. Right. Okay, I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, I did okay there, but it was crazy. The psych ward, we don't get any free time. You're stuck sometimes for days without even exiting your cell, even for 2 seconds, because of, all sorts of lockdowns and things. It was crazy over there. Anyway, okay. This further supports the coordinated fabrication alleged in point 7 below and demonstrates why the body cam, dash cam, and CLETS records are essential. They will prove the underlying fraud that led to these harms and why every one of the 8 independent grounds for voidness ab initio must be adjudicated on the merits and not dismissed on any technicality that could wash away the federal defamation, malicious prosecution, and RICO claims. Point 7, identical CH-30 forms evidencing coordinated fabrication. The transcript treats both cases, Kelly Briand versus Young, case number 22 STRO 07989, and Kelly Briand versus Fernandez, case number 22 STRO 08017, as identical. See pages 1 and 2, lines 21 to 23. The forms are substantially identical except for names, exactly as alleged in my original notice. The fact that the bad actors who were in jail for Grand Theft Auto kept rifling through my things looking for keys to a big rig truck that I supposedly had in my possession and that somebody apparently wanted to steal informs me that Victor Fernandez, who was photographed on TMZ in front of Kelly Clarkson's home with a Ryder truck that was likely rented as a prop for one day, is part of the coordinated fabrication scheme. The purpose was to make it appear like I, an ex-big rig trucker, was somehow conspiring with Fernandez to harass Kelly Clarkson dangerously, all fabricated to facilitate a fraudulently attained CHRO. Let me show you that. Okay, this is TMZ. This is Victor Fernandez, TMZ, and they showed his the same reports. Oh, and then this is his truck. This is a Ryder truck. There's his license. Dear FB fucking I, okay? Get the license. Find out who rented that truck for a day. It wasn't Fernandez. It wasn't Brandon Blackstock, who's going to be claimed for doing all this shit. It was somebody at TMZ. It was somebody at Starstruck Entertainment. It was somebody elsewhere who was still coming after Kelly, coming after me, who killed... You want to know who killed Brandon Blackstock? Find out who rented this truck for a day. It's so fucking easy, you guys. So easy. Okay? Like, what That truck, I guarantee you, was rented. It's a Ryder. Ryders are rental trucks, okay? It was rented for a day. And that's not Victor Hernandez's truck. He might be a truck driver. Where is he? You need to find him. You need to find who hired him. And once you find these people, then the threat to Kelly Clarkson tomorrow goes down significantly. Significantly. All right? That's that. Okay. Bye, Victor Hernandez. Bye, Victor Hernandez. Let's come back up here. Proof of service. We're going to get to that in a minute. All right. Already addressed in my February 2026 declaration, but reinforced here. Additional evidence of fraud, possible non-appearance by imposter. Okay, I already covered this in an entire filing, but I just wanted to go over this again. It's already addressed in my February 26, 2026 declaration, but reinforced here. The speaker appeared only by telephone with zero voice identification and zero visual verification. Claims by TMZ that the witness appeared by Zoom are purposely misleading to suggest a video appearance where the witness is more easily identified. If the person on the call was not Kelly Briand, PKA Kelly Clarkson, this constitutes, here's more crimes committed. California Penal Code, Section 118. A. Perjury, false testimony under oath before a competent tribunal. Penal Code 529. False impersonation, impersonating another proceeding. Penal Code. Federal, this is what the FBI. Federal 18 USC. This is the first federal one. I think there's other federal ones before. I just mentioned California. Oh, that's the problem. FBI, this is the one. Federal 18 USC, Section 1621. Perjury in any proceeding. 18 USC 1001, false statements, and because the fraud was used to obtain arrest and federal claims. 18 USC 241, 242, conspiracy against rights deprivation of rights under color of law, blah, blah, blah. These are serious felonies and must be referred for investigation. They cannot be technically vacated and forgotten. These should have been referred 3 years ago. All right. Request for relief. I respectfully request the court set the expedited evidentiary hearing prior to May 5th, 2026, my next court date, and require Kelly Briand, PKA Kelly Clarkson, to appear live via video for identity verification. Order production of the body cam, dash cam, CLETS records to prove the fraud. Address all independent grounds on the merits and grant such other relief as the court deems just, including referral to the perjury of the perjury evidence to the district attorney and the U.S. attorney. And E, order the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department to complete service on the Los Angeles Police Department within 10 days of this order, or file a written declaration explaining continued failure to do so. I'm getting slow walked. I'm having trouble serving the damn LAPD. I declare this is done. These are the exhibits. I'm not going to go through them because I only have 4 minutes and I need to really get this stuff done. Oh, that's the whole... okay, so let's do the exhibits real fast. Maybe I'll just do the exhibit, this one. Video transcript. Oh, I have the full transcript. That's a long one. I just have it all up there. It's long. It goes through... Oh, shit. How am I going to do the rest of this in 5 minutes? Listen, baby girl. There's something telling me that I'm not supposed to expose anybody until tomorrow. I think the FBI is on top of this, but I'm exposing specific people. And I'm just going to keep going until I can't go anymore. But it's just the timing is always off. Exhibit E, video transcript by... Let's try this one. Let's try this and see what happens. Does it come up? Does it work? Oh, it does. All right, let's watch this for fun. It's on my video. It's on my YouTube channel. Let's just do this since I'm not going to get to anything else right now. Hi, this gentleman just pretended like he served me. 8RKL174. And I told him he hasn't been served. I haven't been served. He's wearing a mask. Black mask. Thank you. Tobacco Swamp is black mask. Gay. And that's his 8RKL174. I told them that I haven't been served unless it's by email, so.
You've been served, Nicole Young. Today's January 23rd, 2023.
January 23rd, 2023.
4210 Sarah Street, Kling Street. Have a good day.
I requested. So, right behind his head is Vons, 24-hour Vons. That's why I'm there, is the 24-hour Vons, and the Starbucks is next to it, that where I charge my stuff. Anyway. I requested to be served by email.
Step back away from me, man.
I haven't.
Step back away from me.
You're the one with the restraining order,
Have
dude.
a nice day.
You're the one with the restraining order. So that's a lie. I was about ready to take out a restraining order and I didn't do it, but I just wanted to rattle him because they could have easily gotten a restraining order. This is the third time I was harassed by these fake process servers. You need to find out where this guy came from and who told him to serve me this. Because he's claiming to be Michael Lopez, head of Kelly Clarkson Security, on the proof of service form. And that's not the same guy who's claiming to be Michael Lopez, head of Kelly Clarkson Security, who's talking to TMZ and whom I spoke with. Those are two different people. Somebody's an imposter. You have a nice day.
You're the one violating the restraining order.
You're the one. It's a fake restraining order. And it's called it's called forgery when you forge the person's name. Anyway. Okay, so that's that. So that was posted on like I recorded it on January. Actually, no. I didn't get a chance to post this at all until after I was arrested. That's true. Okay. Anyway, never mind. This was on the 19th. This was on the 23rd. I didn't post it. So I was just arrested the next day or 2 days later. Okay. Enough. Let's come back to this. I gotta go, guys. Okay. So that's that. That's a respondent video transcript. Oh, this is like just that's already on file and other stuff. The minute order. This is the incorrect minute order. Okay, sorry about that. God, I hate making those mistakes. Okay, bye. Okay, so baby girl, I gotta go. But the reason this guy's I don't know why this is here. Oh, we're gonna get to this later when we go through the judge stuff and everything else. Look at all this. I gotta go from here to here in the next video. Damn. Oh, one more thing before I go. So one of the things is, I'm going to tell you, I think for FBI and for you, baby girl, I think if you're still hanging out with McPherson, it's because either you're under the impression that he does a good job because he saved you $2.5 million against Starstruck in the contract thing. That's not true. Or there's some kind of extortion going on with a secret, and I'm trying to guess what the secret is tomorrow or later tonight, or tomorrow, I mean. Okay, but for now, let me just read this. Urgent advisory to Kelly Clarkson. This is an email I sent you on Wednesday, November 5th when I was starting all this stuff. And it was to Catherine Carson, who is listed as your agent at CAA, Creative Artists Agency. And I didn't know how else to contact you directly. If you did not get this email, fine, you don't have to admit whether you did or not. But now what I recently did was, the way I did proof of service is you will be proven as having service, even though everybody's trying to reject it. So it's just going to look bad if you pretend, after all this recent service going on, that you're going to say you never knew any about this stuff. You can't do that anymore, and it's not a smart thing to do. So, but I just wanted to say, McPherson is a slime hole, gay slime hole, and he is working in conjunction with Brian Friedman and Laura Wasser and Samantha Spector and who else? All these guys, they're just all working against you. Just typical slime celeb attorneys. And these are the ones I'm really after, in addition to somebody who's still at Starstruck, possibly somebody in legal over there at Starstruck, but mostly people running Brandon's account, people running Shelby's account at the time, and people running your account. And I have evidence of all that. And those are the people, your Twitter accounts, all these guys. And we're going to go over that tomorrow. There's a reason I've been trying to do this for weeks, and here it is. And there's a reason, I guess, subconsciously I'm doing this way. I'm not going to fret over it, but there's a reason I'm not putting all this evidence out until the day of your concert. It's really cutting it close. I think the FBI, I think it's because I know, or maybe the FBI can see this and it probably is better for them if I don't put this information out until the day of, while everybody is there and in place. It's coming too close to comfort, but it's the best. Let me just show you why. So I sent this out, and here it is. Dear Ms. Carson, please forward to Kelly Clarkson. Courtesy advisory only. No response needed. Because I served your attorney. The thing is, I'm not sure your attorney, Ed McPherson, is telling you everything you need to know. He's lying and conniving, I believe. Kelly, you may think Ed McPherson won you $2.6 million in Starstruck versus Clarkson. Talent agency, what is that called? Talent agency, what does the C stand for? Controversy, I think. TAC, Talent Agency Act Controversy 4020, I'm not sure what that is. He did not. He and Brian Friedman, Starstruck's lawyer, set you up to lose it all on appeal. So this is, Grok writes like this. I don't write like this, but I like it. I prefer it the way Grok did it, but he did it a little terse and everything, but it's fine. This is Grok writing, you could tell. Number one, the 2.6 million was a trap, not a victory. All 2.6 million came from September 2019 to September 2020 deals. The Voice for 1.2 million for season 18 and 19, and Kelly Clarkson Show season 1 for 1.4 million. Okay, there's your 2.6 million. I think this is from Grok, so I can't confirm that, but it looks like that's what it was. The Talent Agencies Act rule, Labor Code Section 17.44C. You can only recover commissions paid 1 year before you file. If Starstruck waited until September of 2021, then you file, you would have gotten zero disgorged. You would have not gotten the 2.61 million. Everybody knows this. Brian Friedman knows it. Ed McPherson knows it. They work together. Brian Friedman did not mistakenly file that lawsuit in September of 2020. Okay, that's not a mistake. That's a 2.6 million mistake if he did, but it wasn't. They did that on purpose, and I'll show you why. Friedman filed early on purpose. McPherson let it happen, and they wanted a win to overturn the TAA on appeal. Everybody, all the lawyers who want control want the TAA overturned, and it should be. It's so messy, and it's administrative shit, and all that shit's going to go out the window with all the rest of the corruption. And McPherson does fine on this, but he just wants it because he's the one who wants control. It's like, let's go to the labor union to fight the employer, and they're both slime balls. It's the same thing here. It's all slimy. And yeah, that needs to go, and it will go, but, not this way. McPherson's own words in a 2019 article. Managers would often wait for the 1-year statute to expire before suing, so the artist could not countersue. The source is McPherson himself, and I have it below. Their plan was to win the appeal, win and then appeal and then kill the TAA. So you win, and then they appeal it, or Brian Friedman appeals it, and then it kills the whole TAA. Because it was all 2.6 million was a ridiculous amount for you to get on this. I mean, he fraudulently, he was just stealing money from you the whole time, and he was caught. But this wasn't the way to do it. I mean, it was legally, it was just crazy. It's okay. McPherson has 11 articles calling the TAA draconian. Your case was the perfect vehicle. They didn't count on me. Okay, I blew it up with X posts in May of 2024, which I do not have because that X account was taken down. I mean, fuck X. H. Nicole Young, 111, suspended on 7/8/24, exposed. NBC, I said NBC and Altria made a tobacco quid pro quo on The Voice and on the Kelly Clarkson Show contracts. They said you could have the contracts, but you had to advertise, Seven Nation Army, and you had to sing, you had to advertise cigarettes, and then you get the contract. Void under, and I had all sorts of, what was it? Foolish Games, you had to have a duet with, it was a cigarette ad, you had to sing about cigarettes a certain amount of times, okay? And you still have those contracts. Void under the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act of 2009. No breach of an illegal contract means no TAA defense. So I was getting all over CAA's ass on that one. They still might be involved, and I wouldn't trust them. If you did not get this email from Kat, I wouldn't trust them. I mean, I could see you getting the email and then, or whatever it is, if they're trying to protect you by saying you never received it, that's not gonna fly here. If you seriously got no clue about this, it was a gay guy who reads the emails and screens them and decided this was against him. Probably this was exposing his crimes. And that's what usually happens. Stop getting gay guys to run your accounts. Stop getting gay guys to do your emails. Stop. It's like the eunuchs of the old days. They run all the messages, they run all the communication, therefore they run everything. Okay? So that's what's going on here. If you did not get this message from me. So I tagged Ed McPherson and Friedman on this, and the case was dropped 3 days later in May 2024. Now, a lot of people will settle, but you guys were gearing for a big old hearing, a big old court trial in August, and I think I probably thwarted that without anybody realizing it. Maybe you kept the 2.6 million because of me, not McPherson. So don't think that this guy is a really good lawyer that you need to keep because he helped you win 2.6 million. He was about ready to screw you over, and I'm the one who prevented it because I saw this coming a mile away. Okay, and it was also a way for Brandon was trying to screw his own father out of money. So Brandon was trying to screw 2.6 million that was to go to you, and then he was going to win it. The 2.6 million was going to be transferred from his dad at Starstruck to you and then to him through the attorneys. That's how this all was working. That guy's such a proof of collusion, the Jill Pickering declaration. I'm not going to go through that. She had email. Your backup singer, Starstruck employee, Narvel's payroll. Her 12/13/22 declaration includes emails I sent her in January from the Nashville library before I was arrested, a return letter addressed to me. It was never delivered to her. So how did they get a hold of this? Why is that showing up in their court filings? Why is a letter that I sent to Jill and it was returned address unknown? Remember, and then it's there. Somebody opened. I didn't know. Oh, I did open it. It was returned to me, and maybe I opened it, but it was in my possession. And I'm not sure if it was in my possession when I was in Nashville in my car. I don't think so. I think it was in my apartment. Did they get that from Gay Baby Daddy or from my car? Whatever it is, we got to find out where that came from. Discovery will show how McPherson got it. I don't know. My bet is it went from Starstruck to Friedman to McPherson. It showed collusion. Jill didn't even know about some of the evidence in her own filings. You know, that's what they do. They always try to get people testifying against each other. I don't mind. Jill, you're fine. She's fantastic. There's no bad blood there. Don't worry about it. But they're trying to make it look like there is. Do not protect McPherson in my restraining order case, okay? My amended motion to vacate, filed November 4th, hearing on December 2, provides no consent to the commissioner, fake service by imposters, no harassment, same bad faith pattern as Starstruck. You gain nothing defending it. You risk fraud on the court. Let it die. Distance yourself. Sue McPherson if he acted without your okay. Now, at the time, I didn't have all of the evidence. Now I have even more evidence, and it's looking even worse. It's looking like they screwed you even worse. So you need to distance yourself from him, is what I'm saying. And the sooner you do it, the better. You don't have to do it legally here, but you need to do it with the FBI. You need to do it somewhere eventually. Now, I think the plan is that they're just going to keep killing me, maybe kill me, literally, but they're going to keep trying to kill my case. It's not happening. Okay? It's not going to happen. I don't know how. Well, whatever. Keep trying. So here's my amended motion filed. McPherson. So before I go, I got to go. Oh my God, I got to go. So here's McPherson's own writings. He does a great job, but if you are in LA or if you want to go up against the TAA, like if you want to be on Starstruck Strike, whatever it is, you would hire McPherson. Everybody in LA knows this guy is the TAA guy, the anti-TAA guy, and yet he supposedly won 2.6 million on behalf of you against the TAA, in favor of the TAA. No way. This is all a setup, baby girl. This is what he has on his website. The Talent Agencies Act, from humble beginnings to regulation of attorneys. Has it gone too far? Yes, it has, and he's really big on overturning it, and that's what he was going to plan to do. And he writes all sorts of stuff like this. He'll write, there's two different places where he writes stuff. I don't have the other one here for some reason. I don't know where it is. But because of the statute of limitations, managers, like lawyers, when they are suing a client for fees, would often wait for the 1-year statute of limitations to expire before they would sue an artist, so that the artist could not countersue the manager for a violation of the act. Is it over here? Was there another one? Oh, here it is. Okay. And on page 8, For those artists who seek to disgorge from a manager monies that have already been paid, the Labor Commissioner has taken the position, inconsistently at first, but consistently since the mid-1990s, that irrespective of when the violation occurred, only those commissions that have been paid within 1 year prior to the filing of the petition to determine controversy may be recovered. So remember, they were going into the media and saying, we're going to get all the money back from 10 years ago, blah, 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 and bullshit. They were going to do whatever it was and then try to appeal. And I said, go ahead and try to appeal on an illegal contract, you motherfuckers. It's an illegal contract. So you got that not from the TAA, you got it from being illegal contract. Okay, so bye, I gotta go. Anyway, I'm gonna oh my God, 8:55. Okay, living my best life. When I get back, it's going to be exactly what I was talking about when I said it's going to be a Miley Cyrus fan and all this very specific shit going on. And I think there's a reason my subconscious just took all day to not have time to do this. Do not trust McPherson, and good luck tomorrow if you're going to be there. But I hope the FBI is on this, and I hope you are too. Bye. Living my best life. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. It's a good day for a great day, and Godspeed to everybody coming out the other side. And one peace, that's PEACE and PIEC. Bye.